5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Young, let me thank you in advance for your phone call and our conversation earlier in the week. I appreciate you very much reaching out and doing that. First of all, I want to say, and I've been pretty vocal about this, I think a lot of what we're doing here is just talking about ideology and different views on how you accomplish various things. And I hate to see us rely consistently and argue back and forth on congressional budget office numbers that are consistently wrong. And we've had Director Swagel in here, and we conveniently use those numbers when they help us, and we dismiss them when they don't, and that is true of both sides. While I respect that you have your opinions on how to solve some of the challenges that are facing America, many of us on the other side see things differently. One thing that I want to address right off the bat, because I think it's really important, is this discussion on Social Security. Okay, we will have the new administrator in today to talk into our subcommittee hearing today, and I'm the chairman of that, to discuss his budget. Look forward to that discussion. But let's be real about the rhetoric and the commentary around Social Security right now. We hear constantly from our colleagues on the other side of the aisle, and we have seen nothing but really harsh language from President Biden over Social Security, constantly, okay? And first of all, I can tell you, as chairman of the Social Security Subcommittee, that there will be no cuts to those that are, in Social Security benefits to those retirees or people near retirement. I've said that consistently. And we've got to be intellectually honest about what we are doing and how we are talking about it. It is going to be a bipartisan solution. It will require adjustments to the program, and that includes adjustments to revenue. I think we're realistic in that discussion. So I would just make this simple request that we have an honest discussion. Let me give you an example. The president has really hammered us and hammered Republicans with a false narrative that we want to cut Social Security. In this very budget, you're going to cut Social Security payroll tax receipts by $17 billion over the 10-year period. How do you square that? I mean, we have a solvency problem. We have a huge spending problem at Social Security Administration, and yet when you look at this budget cuts $17 billion out of receipts.
Congressman, as an effort to take you up on your creed and honesty in budgeting, that $17 billion is a pure interaction with the tax policies in the president's budget. It is not a cut, it is not a policy decision, it is an interaction with the president's revenue proposals.
But at the end of the day, doesn't that move money away from recipients down the road?
Well, it does not compare to the sheer amount of money that comes into the Social Security. Payroll taxes are around $15 trillion. We're talking about a small amount based on revenue proposals interaction. Also, it also doesn't take into account the president's ask that we ask high income.
All right, so in a roundabout way, you kind of said, yes, I'll take that as, sometimes you hear, you say what you want to say, I hear what I want to hear, but I think we all heard that, yes, it does take revenue away, even if it's, in your words, a smaller amount. Look, as you know, your colleague from Treasury, Secretary Yellen, is over at the Senate right now having her discussions with the Senate panel. And in that, she had an exchange with Senator Kennedy. And in that, she said, when Senator Kennedy was going down the road of saying, what's the number generated by raising payroll taxes on people making over $400,000? And in essence, she said, the president doesn't have a plan. He has principles. And he wants to work with Congress to protect Social Security and extend its solvency. Well, we haven't had the administration come to us and talk to us about a plan. So when the president makes a campaign issue out of Social Security, yet his own Treasury Secretary says he doesn't have a plan, this goes to the problem that I'm talking about with Social Security, which is really tough words come out of his mouth, but he doesn't even have a plan, according to his own Treasury Secretary. So again, Mr. Chairman, I know we're out of time. I just hope on an important issue like this that we put down the political swords, we drop the rhetoric, we work in a bipartisan way to get the system as clean and efficient as possible. And then as we do that, let's find a way to protect this great program together. That I yield back. Thank you.